Hello and good day, people of the internet and PYC. I'm just taking a moment to give our first assignment. There's some gaps in the world we live in education, and one of the major gaps is we keep telling you what to learn, but we never really explain how to learn. Learning is not a passive activity. You can't download learning like you can an app on your phone. You can't just suddenly know math. And if you haven't learned how to learn, that doesn't mean that you don't have the aptitude or the capacity. You just haven't learned how to learn. So there's some clear hows. The first one I would say is that you have to acknowledge you don't know something. And that it takes work to get there. Because if our brain isn't in that spot, nothing's going to come in. So it's that space that allows things to come into us. And that means you have to prep your mind. And I know it's hard when you're young. And it's hard when you have a lot going on. But it's better to spend 10 minutes of focused attention on something than an hour at a table with papers everywhere. Like, I was studying for an hour, but were you? Because your brain was on a text that your friend sent you, and you have siblings in your ear, and there's TV on, and there's a screen over here. So are you really studying for an hour? Right? And this is not like a judgment call. I've lived this, right? Or is you say that you studied for an hour a way to then explain frustrations. So you have to give yourself that if you took 10 minutes instead of an hour, but made it 10 minutes of like, I'm shutting all that stuff out, right? I'm no longer at my job. I'm no longer worried about this fight with my friend. I'm no longer worried about this other class that I need credit in. I'm all present right here, going to learn this thing, which in our case is math. A second component of learning is you have to actively participate in that learning. So you need to take notes. This is where screens are rough because there's this idea that like, oh, if I, your teacher, right, click together the perfect Google Doc, color-coded for you to just fill in the blanks, somehow that'll make your learning easier. That's not true. What that teaches you, it's like, if you guys know me at all, you know I like to run. I'm a runner. I've done, like, I lost count, 15 marathons. I've done an Ironman. I've done triathlons. I have yet to qualify for the Boston Marathon, which is a frustration of mine, but I'm letting that go. I'm learning myself. But I know how a person could qualify for Boston, but I have to put in the work. Every time that I've toed the line of a marathon, wanting to have qualified for Boston, I have mental hurdles in my way, and then there are physical things that I just didn't cut through that. So when I run the marathon, when you're out there, I do well, but I didn't practice that. I didn't practice to get there. And when I watch an Olympian, even if I know some people who are track runners, and even though I know in theory what can get them to go so fast, I haven't done it. So when I show you the Google Doc and the color coding and the this and this, and you're wanting to fill it in, the act of writing puts it in your brain. So you still need to take notes, even if the note-taking is just for you. And this is for anything in life. It's not just math in school. It's for anything in life. The world is full of possibilities. If you've gone up to Wilderness Canoe Base, you know that there's just like, the forest alone, lakes. There's so much we can learn. And if I could give you the gift of learning how to learn, that's way better for me than teaching you bits of algebra. So you have to be present. 10 minutes of being present is better than an hour of being distracted. It's better than 2 hours of being distracted. You have to be active. You have to take it on for you. I cannot do anything for you. I'm just here to disseminate information that I've learned. And the third thing I'd say right now for today is you have to be curious. So if you're not curious right now, what I would like to ask you is why? And people have preferences in topics. I get that. Absolutely. But it is good to sit and think about something as to what we perceive. So your homework for today is to fill out a worksheet that I'm going to do about how you learn. Where do you typically do your homework? How do you typically do stuff? And if you have no pattern, then I would like for us to talk about how we could create a pattern for you to set up a space to learn. And it's hard to do. It's not easy. I'm not saying that it is. And we need to talk about maximizing resources because we all have the capacity for exponential growth. All of us. All of us. You just have to look at what you have, and learn how to build it. And then we're going to start on this next week, learning how to learn with math. And I am going to have videos. And most of the assignments, the documents, I'm going to want you to just do. If typing is hard for you, write it longhand. And if you have a phone or just access to a phone, you can take a picture and email it to me. Okay? These are life skills. I would rather teach you life skills right now today than have you actually learn algebra in like 10 years, or when you're my age, which is more than 10 years, than try to push algebra down your throat and not give you the life skills of how to learn. Okay? So it's snowing out right now. It's super icy. I've been working on my own space to make it more creative and peaceful for myself. So know that I'm in this with you, and that change is necessary to grow. And I'm proud of you guys. It's been a hard year, but in a lot of ways it's been a great year. All right. Perspective matters. Till next time.